Or Diga Vacama.
Or Diga Vacama.
So, for my BIONICLE collection, I still happen to have this 500 piece Ultimate Edition set.
Very nice.
Very big. One of the biggest canisters I've ever seen.
Yeah, well, I just happen to have this. Not as many pieces. Bigger canister.
Oh, fine, be like that. Things are getting out of hand. Now I've got 2 of them.
Just like the Vacamas.
Dun dun.
Speaking of Diga Vacama, I spy it with my little eye. And a black pin axle.
Alrighty, so, as the opening of the video base says, we had both actually acquired a different, basically, between 2004 and 6, I believe, LEGO was releasing basically buckets of BIONICLE parts, of loose just parts that you could build whatever you want. Or, as I like to say, they need to get rid of all their old parts.
So they threw them in a big clear container and said, "Here, kids, have some stuff."
I mean, specifically, like, you would get, like, old dark, like, old colors of stuff, basically, in, like...
Yeah, there's not very many sets of old gray and new gray in one set. This is one of them.
I believe, basically, for loose parts, LEGO released 5. There were 2 500-piece ones.
One 400 plus.
There's one that
got 400.
There was another one that was, like, I think just 400. That was pretty much the same size as that, and then one that was 600 too. But for today, and I did a video on this one a while ago.
This is one that I've
almost fell off the table.
Pieced together over the years. It's still missing one of the gold masks, but you know, it's kind of unimportant. You really need 2 Vahis.
Eventually, we'll have that complete.
Someday.
But I just recently acquired this one. Now, quick difference between these two. This one doesn't have a proper inventory on Bricklink because it apparently has enough variation in parts you can get with it that LEGO on Bricklink says that it cannot be properly inventoried. So I had gotten this one sealed and new, and like I said, I did a whole video on that one. This one, on the other hand, does have an inventory, and I had gone on this, so it's not new or anything, but the seller says it should have the proper parts for the inventory that it has on Bricklink.
I do wonder if there's a melded brown spinner and a normal brown spinner. One they're supposed to be just both regular brown.
Needless to say, there might be a point where I will double check to see what it is, but at the end of the day, the reason I got this mostly is the container itself. There isn't any unique... Okay, there is technically should be one unique part in this set.
It's very
light gray, 1 too long axle.
Let's pop it open and find this unique, rare, and not really sought after part.
Right, I forgot this one, at least in Bricklink inventory.
Oh, those purple crata you suddenly acquired.
Has purple crata.
Oh no, look.
Nah, I'm leaving that off. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and I do remember looking 5 and 6. I wanted to, let's see, we got stage 1, a couple 3s, a 5, and a 6.
Not the full set of 6.
We got a couple red Roxy Crata, stage... No, sorry, that's 4. This is 5, and then 6. And we also got a stage
look at that.
3.
It's just what you needed more of. Oh, and then another stage 6.
Stage 4. Not that I really... Oh, another Crata, another stage 1 in purple. I kind of feel like there's more Crata than there's supposed to be. Ooh. Why are you pushing? Do you want to get your laptop and bring up the inventory? Alrighty, so we went through the Bricklink inventory, which, don't get me wrong, I still feel is dubious for a couple reasons.
Someone's gonna have to spend $300 to get one of the sealed ones.
Just to figure out. That won't be me.
I don't have that kind of budget.
But for the most part, almost everything is here. There are a few exceptions. One, there's the right amount of purple Crata, although technically with Bricklink and red Crata, but technically the listings have different stages, though I do suspect these specifically would vary. I'd be very surprised if everyone had the exact same amount of each stage. Also, can I just say I'm very happy that both of my 500-piece buckets both have purple parts. Krata, Krana, and a mask. I got a whole collection of purple.
Except sockets. No sockets.
Now, for parts, technically every part that's missing, there is some sort of replacement. These are supposed to be in the old style of gray, not the new one.
Same with the sockets, the limb.
Limb.
Yeah, we got a couple extra sockets too.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, these I'm pretty sure is the replacement for the spinner launchers. We're short 2 of those.
No, we're short 3 because there's supposed to be 10.
Oh, yeah. Oh, other Dark Blade piece.
There we go.
These are supposed to be Metronui style heads. Instead, we got. I'm kind of okay with that.
Everyone has magic heads.
This is supposed to be a solid green spinner.
Green, not brown.
Now, one of these is supposed to have
No code.
no code. On these, every one of these, a lot of these, you would have a little tiny code on it. This one, these both have codes. Codes, no codes.
Don't worry.
So this one is supposed to be without a code. This one is supposed to be a disc. Because we only have 2 out of 3. Some of these short gray axles are supposed to be, again, the old style gray, not the new one. This is supposed to be
forgivable.
This one's supposed to be a 7 long old style gray. That one's going to be a little bit more hard to come by.
Too short and the wrong color.
Yes. All of these silver are supposed to be old gray. Same with this pile. All of this silver is supposed to be old gray. However, I still am about dubious whether or not that is a proper listing.
Indeed. I mean, just because everything else was old gray.
But again, they listed this as old brown.
Yeah, but that's just Lego.
So all the silver supposedly is supposed to be light gray. This white axle, I got all the ones it's supposed to have, but this is supposed to be the light gray one. Definitely
rare and exclusive, which unfortunately was not here.
I will probably have to do a quick Bricklink order. This extra black 2 long axle is supposed to be one of these pin axles, which were a short 1. So unfortunate.
Not a fair trade.
And we had an extra one of these little bushings. Although technically 3 of these extra parts were all connected together. So,
yeah.
But there's supposed to be 2 of these large white gears. It only has 1. Technically, I do have one of these on K-Pasa. So
you own it.
I do own it. Although if I come across one on Brewing site. So those are pretty much the small intricacies that were, incomplete about it.
Swap. And we had a few random
And then, yes, we had some random parts. We had an extra limb, some extra silver weapons.
Weapons.
This yellow ripcord piece called tan pin axles. Nice collection of random black parts. Robot or a hockey foot, and a Generation 2 piece. That's pretty much the calling card to say that this was pieced together rather than came out of the box like this. Although everything here is in good condition.
A lot of the
Everything's
pieces could
shiny.
have been from the set that he opened the box.
Maybe took out a couple nice things.
Like that gray axle.
Or maybe later on decided to sell it after he had done stuff with it. It's hard to say, but pretty much most hilariously enough though, there are 2. This was not planned, by the way. There are 2 of these Hordika Vakama heads in the set. We did the bit with the masks not knowing these were going to be in here. So that's actually really funny. Some really nice parts is a lot of these pin axles and axles are in off colors that the standard
the amount
whites,
of black and white pin
tan,
axles almost
red.
paid for the bucket.
Pretty much a lot of
Not quite,
but a lot
but
of
still a high portion of the cost.
a lot of just those axle the generic technical parts are not in normal colors. All these brown pieces are also puku leftovers.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, a lot of these parts are leftovers. One big difference between this and the other one is this had a lot of masks.
Like a ton of them.
This had a ton of masks. I think this one has more Technic in general.
I'd say this is the better parts pack. Because there's more parts.
But if you got this as a kid wanting to build characters,
that would be the better.
This has heads.
The 2 of them.
However, though, if your collection already had spare masks from mask sets and such, this would have been, I guess, better. But I do remember looking at the parts of this and realizing, I think it was really short on sockets or something. Which, yeah, this is really has almost no sockets.
There's enough sockets to build a single Vaki. Which kind of makes me wonder about the feet. Because it's a full Vaki with the feet being dark gray.
It's hard to say. Like I said, there's reasons why a set like this, I do feel like is dubious on the inventory.
It would make sense if the feet are actually supposed to be dark blade, because it's literally a full, complete red Vaki, minus the feet right now.
Yeah. Definitely is very, suspicious on that part. But like I said, overall, it's like, it's hard to say what is supposed to be, like, what color and not. I am kind of... I could have gone for a sealed one, and...
You could build a one-legged Rashki, but not in any one color, because there's no head to match the feet.
One thing that Vaki does not have to make a proper Vaki is blade gears.
And 3 long
too,
I guess.
I mean, I did get those in blade when they're supposedly supposed to be gray, but again, I suspect that might have been...
There's another dubious thing, it's like if those gears are actually supposed to be like blade.
It's hard to say, because also someone did an inventory and had to prove, you know, but... You would have to have at least 2 people, I would say, confirm on a set like this if the inventory was correct. So, is this complete or not? Who knows? I haven't counted every piece. As long as there's 500 pieces... Well, I mean, Bricklink inventory says 500 pieces, and we basically got the replacements.
It says 507, though, I think. Is it the inventory? This just strips as 500, but the inventory counts out 507.
I'm basically saying that I think this is very fluctuating about how many parts could or could not be in here.
Either way, cool bucket!
I mean, we did get above like 7 or so extra pieces. Like one... Well, the thing is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 6, 7, like... There's 7 plus... Like I said, I do feel like there's a lot of variation on this. Overall, you know, having...
Cool bucket.
Building instructions not included. This actually says it straight on, right on the. It says it right on the tin, right on the tin.
That is so 2006 packaging right there.
Yes. Anywho's, that's pretty much the big thing. At some point, when I think yours is complete outside of a mask, right?
Yeah, it just needs a mask.
Well, at some point, what I want to do is each of us grab one of these and basically have a building stream, basically what we can, do a video where we can see what we can build out of the limited parts in these. Because there are some very limited.
I'll be able to build some pretty good Rashki and
Yours probably has a better chance because yours has more sockets.
Yes, you might have to combine your 2 buckets.
No, this definitely has some more sockets. I got a few more. I just don't know if I had heads.
Let's just say if you had all 3 of these buckets in one big pile, yeah, you could have some fun.
Got a lot of masks with that. Well, the thing is, you got them all together and dump them all together. It'd be beautiful. But
it's not likely to happen.
No, as a collector, these are more for I don't need these for parts packs. Well, some of these specific axles, those are really good. Those are really good.
They might get borrowed.
Possibly. But thanks for watching. This it's kind of fun. Did it a little bit differently than the other one. Only briefly had this on for the beginning bit. Anywho, ciao.